Hello students, welcome to today's lesson on periodic table. Let's look at the periodic table. First, we have the groups. A group is a vertical column of elements. The periodic table consists of 8 groups. Group 0 is sometimes known as group 8. The group runs from the top to the bottom. The number of valence electrons is the same as the group number. Next, we look at the periods. A period is a horizontal row of elements. The period consists of 7 periods. The period runs from left to right, and the number of electron shell is the same as the period number of the element. Now let's look at the properties in periodic table. Across the period from left to right, there's a decrease in metallic properties and an increase in non-metallic properties. Elements located next to the imaginary diagonal line are metalloids. Metalloids have the properties of both metals and non-metals. So why does the metallic properties changes across the period? First, let's look at sodium. In sodium, there's one valence electrons and they tend to lose electron to form positive ions. This gives rise to the metallic properties. Next, we look at chlorine. In chlorine atom, there are 7 valence electrons and they tend to gain electron to form negative ions. Therefore, it is a non-metal. Now we look at group 1 elements, which is alkali metals. For physical properties, they are soft and can be cut easily. They have low melting and boiling points. They have low densities. For chemical properties, they react with water to form alkali and hydrogen. They are strong reducing agents, and they form ionic compounds. Going down the group, melting and boiling point decrease, density decreases, and the reactivity increases. So reactivity increases down the group. Down the group, the number of shell increases. The valence electrons of the element will be further away from the nucleus. This means that the electrostatic forces of attraction between the nucleus and the valence electron is weaker. Therefore, an element further down the group will tend to lose its valence electron to form positive ions more easily. Therefore, the reactivity increases down the group. So now we look at group 7 elements, the halogens. For physical properties, they are non-metals. They have low melting and boiling points, and they form covalent diatomic molecules. At room temperature, fluorine and chlorine are gases, bromine is a liquid, and iodine is a solid. For chemical properties, the more reactive halogen displaces less reactive halogens. They are also powerful oxidizing agents. So going down the group, melting and boiling point increase, reactivity decreases, and color becomes darker. So over here, in this picture, you can see that the color of chlorine increases across bromine and iodine. So now we look at the summary table of group 1 and group 7 elements for physical properties. This is the summary table for chemical properties. And lastly, the trend going down the group. This is an important table that you need to remember, as you need to know the difference between the properties for group 1 and group 7 elements. Next, we look at transition metals. The physical properties of transition metals are they have high melting and boiling points. They exist as variable oxidation state. So for example, iron can exist as iron 2 and iron 3 ions. They tend to form colored compounds. So over here, you can see potassium dichromate, iron sulfate, cobalt chloride, copper sulfate, and nickel sulfate. Lastly, transition metals and their compounds are good catalysts, which helps to speed up the rate of reaction. So that's all for today's lesson. Hope you learned something. So do remember to like and subscribe. Thank you.